Hi, I'm SimmerRue and welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm back in Strangerville. I've kind of been on a little bit of a Strangerville bender. I love this world, but the lots, they're just so bad. So I did a bar here the other day and I will post that up there, a little link. And it came out so good. So I just had to come back and actually just do the town hall. Get this starting area filled up. I think I still just need to do I think there's still only 3 lots that I still need to do in this main hub area. And then I will tackle the manors. I'm stressing. But with that being said, let's jump into this build. First off, I want to start off with, sorry that my eyes are so puffy, I don't know if you can see it, but I've been playing God of War Ragnarok and musical cues make me cry. So, yeah, it's a very emotional game, so bear with me. Now, I start off with just a square. Now, this building was just a square, so I don't really mind that. Now I do keep the color on the outside, this white with the black borders. In the game it kind of looks like a dirty beigey brown color, but I'm okay with that. I'm vibing with it. Now I decided to turn this town hall into like a church, an abandoned, well, not abandoned, but something happened many years ago in this church, and the town decided that it's best to just turn it into an information center slash library. So in the basement, I do have a little bit of a seance table situation going on there, and I just think that adds to Strangerville. Now, originally with the windows, I wanted to go for the stained glass windows. I really like these windows. They like... One of the good things that came from the wedding pack, it's the windows and the decor, some of it. But my only complaint is, why are these stained glass windows also colorful and bubbly and pink? Usually I'm okay with that, but I can't make my gothic builds with these stained glass windows. I had to actually go for the normal black shade, which I guess is fine. Like, it really looked good at the end, but I really wanted stained glass windows. Like, I really wanted stained glass windows, and I also didn't want to go for any of the other stained glass windows in the game. I really wanted to go with this. I felt like these windows just matched the build. Now, you will see that I kinda left the windows out at the back. I deleted it. Originally I placed some windows there, but I didn't like the way that they looked. I also delete the entire build pathway that they have. One of my biggest irritations in the game is that the pre-made pathways, they don't line up. They just don't. No matter in what world you are playing in, they are always a little bit off-centered, and I just think that's really bad planning from the Sims team. Like, honestly. I mean, your worlds are so beautiful. You already give us like a kind of a lackluster game that I love, don't get me wrong. This is not a complaint video. But I am gonna complain about things like this, because it's small details. You know, we cannot edit our world. We are set with what we have. You can at least do the decency and make things line up a bit better. Like, honestly, thank you. That's all that I'm gonna say on that. Now, I also wanted 2 courtyards on the side. The one side is going to be like a graveyard, and the other side is more of like an activity area for your Sims, where I place like easels and some gardening things, so you can bring your sim here. It is functional. Now here I am building the basement. As you probably saw, it went a little bit fast. When I placed my basement, the ground level, like the terrain kind of lifted itself. That is easily adjusted by just going to your basement and just lowering the basement itself. There's like this arrow pointing up and down. Just grab that and just lower it, and then that terrain paint issue will be gone. So that's what I did here, but doing that I had to use ladders to get to the basement, and I'm okay with that also. I think it just adds to the eeriness. So there are my 2 secret bookcases. I went for 2 entrances just because I wanted it to be symmetric. And we don't have bookcases in the game that look like those secret doors, which, you know, it sucks. Like, honestly, like, we need more bookcases that actually looks like that so that we can blend the Sims team. You know? You don't just have an entire row of doors. Because I was planning on doing that and I was like, no, this is insane. So the inside of my library is kind of based off of the Hogwarts library. Very, very loosely. So I wanted like 2 lines of bookcases. Because this is small, I couldn't do more. And then I also just wanted the desks on the opposite side. I used the back of the bookcase kind of as a wall for that, and I think that works really well. And then I just go in and I place some green couches. The inside is kind of like a green and like a yellow maroon. It's very warm colors on the inside, and I really like the way that that came out. I do change that carpet in the middle to just the plain carpet after I painted the place, because I used the wallpaper from the paranormal stuff pack and it clashed a little bit too much with the carpet, so I decided to change that. You also saw that I placed a lot of pillars in here. I also just think that that adds to the ambience to the place and to the eeriness of it. I really like it. I think it looks really cool. So the only 2 carpets here in the front that I use, they're from Werewolves. I kind of placed them a little bit off-centered, like people, you know, like moved it, like there's constantly movement there. And I quite like that. I didn't want to go for the run-down carpets because I still wanted this place to look kind of neat and presentable. So that's kind of what I then went for, but still old. Now, I love these chairs from Cats and Dogs. I basically use them in all my builds. They're so beautiful, they're so cool, they go with contemporary homes, they go with these old-fashioned types of builds. I don't know, I just feel like they match kind of everything. Farm-style builds, I love them. They're very versatile, in my opinion. Now, this here by the reception desk, that is not a computer, that is the research computer. I don't know what to call it, but that's like the research thingy that you got with Discover University. So if you have university, you can bring your Sims here as well, and they can use that to do research. I think that's for like the debate and things like that. I can't remember. I haven't played that game in forever, like that pack. I should actually go back and play that. Now, here I'm kind of realizing that I didn't place any bathrooms. And the requirements, it's like a sink and a toilet. So, at first I wanted to have these 2 tiny little hallway bathrooms, but I was like, okay, no, there's not going to be space for a sink and a toilet. So I have to make adjustments. So that's what I did, and I'm kind of glad that there was that extra space on the side. And then it actually got utilized, and it wasn't a completely waste and just a square. So that kind of worked itself out quite well. And then I just moved the doors to the front, and I think that looked really cool. The bathroom, I kind of went with the opposite colors as the rest of the house. So I went for like a tealy, greeny, bluish kind of wallpaper. And when I add my lights, which I kind of do off camera, I place these sconces in there. They're like this maroonish ones. And then in the rest of the build, they are like this greeny, tealy color. Now, I will show that when we jump into the build. So here we are going downstairs, and I'm just adding the seance room. So this is the reason why the church closed down, for reasons. Now, I really had fun. This is just I don't know, it's just for gameplay purposes. Saying you want to have a seance or something like that in your game, and you don't want to actually buy the table, you can come here and that will be available if you want to download this build. It will be on the gallery. Once the gallery actually allows me to post things, like my game keeps on crashing for the last 2 days every time that I want to go into the gallery. So you kind of saw that I just showed you the graveyard there. My OBS crashed and I didn't realize, and I was really sad. Because that was my favorite part of the build. I really enjoyed doing that, and it took me so long getting the pathways and doing the terrain paint, and I was so proud of that. I was so proud of it, and then it didn't record. It was like, really? And I was really, really bummed. So this is the activity table. Now I'm just going to go around and I'm just going to make everything a little bit dirty with some dust and some sand. I mean, we are in the desert. It's not going to be like a perfect, pristine pavement. Like, things are going to be dirty. There's going to be dust all over it. So that's kind of what I did. And then I just add some extra bushes. Now let's quickly jump into the game, and then I can show you around, and I can actually show you that graveyard. Here we are back in the game, and this is what this lot looks like out in the world. And I think it blends actually really well. I think this is a proper centerpiece to a town like this. I feel like this town would have had a church in the middle of it. My personal opinion. So I think it looks really cool. Now, here on the side, so I'm gonna start on the outside. So here you can see this is our activity table. I just added some grass everywhere. Just make it, you know, add a little bit of foliage. Once I was actually done with the build, I felt like it looked a little bit too neat. So that's why I decided to just go around and add some grass. Now, here is that little graveyard that I was telling you about that I spent so long making. Now, I feel like this graveyard is really old, so all the graves are kind of like falling apart, but that is purposefully so, in my opinion. Now, one of the people, they still have relatives, so they still bring some flowers every now and then. So I did add that little detail. And then the more back we go, the more overgrown it gets. So you will see that this graveyard here is completely covered. And I think that's quite cool. Now, when we go on inside, let me quickly just jump into first person. I think this will actually benefit us, just so that we can get like a proper view of what it looks like when you enter. So this is the chandeliers. As you can see, I went for like a teal color. I think this looks really cool. And then on this side, the same. The little sconces, they are high, but it's fine. Like, the sconces in my church where I grew up, they were really, really high. So I'm okay with that. Now, Sims are already using the tables here. As you can see, I just added a little seating spot in between the bookcases. And this just looks really full, and I like it. I think a library in a town like this won't be as empty. None of the houses would be as empty. And then downstairs, yeah, we just have our little seance area. Looking good. Thank you so much if you stayed the entirety of this video. I really hope that you like this. So tomorrow is the 10th. So tomorrow's video is going to be a little bit different. I think I'm going to do a small review on the new kit that is being released tomorrow. So yeah, I want to experiment a little bit more on this channel. But with that being said, I post daily, so please like and subscribe, and then I will see you all again tomorrow. Goodbye.